On this auspicious day, I express my gratitude to the teachers and students of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines on the celebration of the International Mother's Language Day. I am personally indebted to Dr. Genevieve Balance-Kupang, Associate Professor of the Polytechnic University of Philippines, for making it possible for me to present this keynote speech. I also thank Ms. Samantha Ursua for facilitating the program. By now, you may have come to know that I am Salim Samad, an Ashoka Fellow, and I live in Bangladesh. I am a journalist by training and a defender of freedom of expression. We all know that the International Mother's Language Day on the 25th of February is observed worldwide to promote cultural diversity, linguistic and multilingualism. The announcement of IMLD was announced by UNESCO on the 17th January 1999. It was officially recognized in 2008 under the United Nations General Assembly resolution. Languages are vital for the people and the world as an instrument to preserve identity, development, education and integration. Unfortunately, due to globalization, most of the 40% of the 6,000 or so languages spoken in the world today are endangered, and only a few hundred languages have a place in the educational system. Every 2 weeks, a language disappears, taking it with it the entire cultural and intellectual heritage. We are all aware that the language movement began in Bangladesh in 1952, and the Bangladesh proposal was adopted in the UN as a IMLD. Two Bangladesh-born activists, Rafiqul Islam and Abdul Salam, live in Vancouver, Canada, wrote a letter to Kofi Annan, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, on 9 January 1998, urging him to take steps for saving the world's languages from extinction by declaring an International Mother's Language Day. Rafiq proposed the date as 21st February to commemorate the language martyrs of 1952 in Dhaka. As a private citizen, one cannot move a resolution in the UN. Thus, the present Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, officially moved the resolution in the UN for a declaration of International Mother's Language Day on 25th February. The rest is history. Incidentally, I was born in 1952, when the language movement was violently suppressed by the Pakistan security forces. East Bengal, now Bangladesh, was the eastern province of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, while the rest of Pakistan lies in the west. The region demanded that Bangla, the language spoken in Bangladesh, should be recognized as an official language. Bangladesh Legislative Assembly in 1948 in the port city Karachi, later the capital moved to Islamabad, adopted Urdu as the official language with an overwhelming voice vote. It was very odd that Urdu was never the mother tongue of Pakistan. The four provinces of Pakistan, Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan, Northeast, West Frontier Province and East Bengal, had separate mother languages for centuries. Urdu was spoken only by the political leaders of the Pakistan Muslim League and elites of Pakistan. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, from the British Raj, a separate nation for the Muslims in India, British partitioned the Indian subcontinent into two states, India and Pakistan, in August 1947. The literature, poetry, folk song and mystic songs were written in Bangla, and each year cultural festivals in rural Bangladesh were held, where folk singers conversed from all over the country. Rabindranath Tagore, a celebrated literary, including poetry, songs, short stories, novels and plays, was in Bangla. He was conferred with the prestigious Nobel Prize in 1913 for his literary works in Bangla. In 1948, a year after the birth of Pakistan, the elite politicians of Pakistan who spoke Urdu, declared Urdu to be the national language of the nascent state. The elected members from East Bengal of the Pakistan Constituent Assembly vehemently protested in the House, but the voice was too small to make them heard in the Assembly. Promptly, the political leaders, youths and students in Bangladesh protested loudly. News of the protest was widely published in most of the dailies and weekly newspapers. The news of the stubborn Pakistan politicians' refusal to accept another state language picked up momentum among the strata of the society. The country plunged into countrywide unrest. Obviously, the protest angered the Pakistan administration. On 21st February 1952, the angry students decided to march towards the East Bengal Legislative Assembly in Dhaka in demand for Bangla should be also an official language. Well, East Bengal had the largest population in Pakistan who spoke Bangla. Hundreds of assembly students marched with banners and placards en route to the Provincial Assembly Hall, located in the Dhaka University campus, was barricaded by armed police. The civil administration imposed a ban on rallies and street protest. The students attempted to march towards the barricade. Police fired live bullets at the demonstrators. 5 protesters were shot and killed, and hundreds were wounded. In the news of the police firing sparked wildfires all over the country. Hundreds of students and political leaders were arrested for protesting the police firing and demanded recognition of Bangla as national language for Pakistan. Finally, Bangla was recognized as one of the state languages of Pakistan at the session of a newly elected members of the National Assembly on 9th May 1954. I will tell you a story of how language movement evolved from the dreams of the independent Bangladesh. The Bangla language created a nation state from East Bengal to East Pakistan and now present Bangladesh. After 1952, the people of Bangladesh were frustrated with the attitude of the elite politicians of Pakistan, who deliberately adopted the policy to alienate people living in the eastern province of Pakistan. The people of the eastern region were looked down by the citizens of Pakistan as a low-caste Bengali, Bangla-speaking population, visible marginalization in higher education, civil officers' job in government and recruitment in Pakistan's armed forces. The people of Bangladesh felt they were deliberately discriminated against. Moreover, the administration of the eastern province was dominated by the people in the civil administration, judiciary, police, military, who were transferred from Pakistan, and they spoke Urdu, a language alien to the people of the local people. The simmering dissent in East Bengal, treated as a colony of Pakistan and governed by political and military elites from the capital Islamabad for 2.5 decades, erupted a mass protest in 1969. In the 1969 countrywide student riot in East Pakistan, the military dictator had to quit and the compulsory study of Urdu in schools was cancelled. In 1970, the first general election was held in November in all the provinces of Pakistan, including East Bengal. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, party's Awami League, bagged overwhelming seats in the National Assembly and of course the Provincial Assembly of East Pakistan. The military hawks and the military elites of Pakistan refused to hand over power to Sheikh Mujib, presently the father of the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The elites deemed Mujib as a threat to the disintegration of Pakistan. The simmering effect was felt in Pakistan when the students and left parties were agitating to bifurcate Pakistan and declare an independent Bangladesh since the election in 1970. The military junta launched a genocidal crackdown on March 1971 to neutralize the partisans' demand for an independent state. The marauding Pakistan military committed genocide of 3 million people nearly 500,000 were victims of rape as weapon of war, and another 10 million war refugees took shelter in India. After 9 months of the War of Independence, the brutal birth of Bangladesh was established. The new constitution in 1972 guarantees democracy, secularism, social justice, pluralism, freedom of expression, which is a contradiction to the political beliefs and the practices of Islamic Republic of Pakistan. The IMLD, which also made visible impact in Bangladesh, the 50 different Adivasis, national ethnic communities, were now able to study the language in schools in remote hill forests. After the High Court gave a verdict in favor of the Urdu speaking community in 2007, the Muslim community who migrated to East Bengal from India during 1947 partition now can read, speak and write in Urdu without fear of humiliation. Well, 21st February is significant day for the history of Bangladesh. It is a national day and a public holiday to commemorate the sacrifices of the language martyrs to uphold Bangla as a national language. In Bangladesh, the day is observed as a National Language Martyrs Day, while globally it is celebrated as an International Mother's Language Day. At midnight, young and old citizens, male and female, attired in best black and white, march toward the Central Language Martyrs Memorial Square in the capital Dhaka, located at the site of the protesters' clash with the police. The people place floral wreaths and flower bouquets to respect the fallen heroes of the language movement till noon. To commemorate the Language Day, the month-long book fair, poetry festival, open-air theatre and discussion program are held at the Dhaka University campus. The vicinity becomes colorful and enthusiasts throng the university campus from all over the country when Valentine's Day and the first day of the spring festival coincide in the mid-February. Tens of thousands of young and old revelers pour into the streets in red clothes to celebrate the Valentine's Day and exchange red roses with their loved ones, while yellow is a sign of the advent of the spring season. The publishing companies publish 80% of the books in February and sold at the book fair, which is held amid fun fair. The place becomes a converging center for book lovers, poets, literateurs, writers and publishers. To conclude, the United Nations in IMLD says language is the most powerful instrument preserving and developing our tangible and intangible heritage. All moves to promote to dissemination of mother language will serve not only to encourage linguistic diversity and multilingual education, but also to develop fuller awareness of linguistic and cultural tradition throughout the world and to inspire solidarity based on understanding, tolerance and dialogue. One language vanishes, a part of the world's rich tapestry of cultural diversity also disappears. A staggering fact is that 40% of the planet's population does not have access to an education in a language they speak or understand. Strides are made in mother tongue based multilingual education. There is a growing understanding of its importance, particularly in the early schooling, and more commitment to its development in the public life. My appeal to all, besides the preservation of your proud language, also extend support to preserve another mother tongue, which is of course a rich heritage for a community, however small, living in a remote hill forest or an island. I appreciate your patience. Thank you.